This is an All Ears English podcast, episode 497. Why you should go out of your way to listen to this episode. Welcome to the All Ears English podcast, downloaded more than 16 million times. We believe in connection, not perfection, with your American hosts, Lindsay McMahon, the English adventurer, and Michelle Kaplan, the New York radio girl, coming to you from Boston and New York City, USA. And to instantly download your transcript from today's episode, go to allearsenglish.com/transcripts. allearsenglish.com/transcripts. Today, you'll get a natural common expression that you can use to talk about the kindness of strangers and friends. Today, you're learning a cool new expression that a lot of natives use. But if you want to really be able to use this in a conversation, you'll need more than just today's episode. You'll need to go ahead and get yourself a native tutor online to practice it and other expressions just like it. Go to allearsenglish.com/ITALKI. And when you register on that page, we'll send you $10 to go towards your second lesson. allearsenglish.com/ITALKI. What's up, Michelle? How's it going?
Hey, Lindsay. It's going pretty well. Actually, today I am arriving back to New York from India.
Oh my gosh, your trip must have been amazing. We're recording this before your trip, so we don't actually know how the trip was.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just hoping snow doesn't delay it or anything like that.
I hope not. I mean, that is going to be cool. So when you get back, we're going to have to hear about India. We are so excited. We can't wait.
Yes.
So cool. And you're going to a wedding in India, which is even twice as cool. So
yeah, I'm so happy.
are you bringing a gift? Are you supposed to bring a gift in Indian culture or what?
We're bringing a gift, but
yeah. Okay, cool. Very cool. Awesome. So, all right, let's get into it, Michelle. Today, I think one of the biggest keys for our listeners to become confident and to feel more comfortable, more charismatic in this language of English is to get to know these cool expressions, right? These very natural expressions that they can sprinkle into their language just to feel closer to people and just feel more at home here. Okay.
Yeah.
So one of those expressions is what, Michelle?
To go out of one's way.
Yeah, to go out of your way or out of my way. I like that. And guys, I want to remind you that the transcripts are now officially back. The transcripts are going to be available for today's episode. If you go to allearsenglish.com/transcripts, you can get that transcript from today. It's 491. So Michelle, to go out of one's way. Now, I thought of this because I actually used it the other day in conversation. So this comes straight from a very natural, everyday English type of situation here. What does it mean?
It means to trouble yourself, kind of.
Yeah, to trouble
to do
yourself.
something a little bit inconvenient.
Yeah, but why would we do that?
Maybe to help someone or something like that, right?
Yeah, usually we use this in the context of helping someone,
right?
You know, going above and beyond. That's another one, right? Yep. To really just be in service of someone because maybe you love the person or you care about them or they're in trouble. They need your help. It's a way of expressing that you care about someone.
Right. For sure. Yeah. This is definitely a very common expression.
So I think it'd be cool if our listeners could learn this in terms of chunks, right? So a couple of the chunks that we do use are, one example is, don't go out of your way, right? Don't go out of your way. Okay. So this is when you're asking someone to please don't inconvenience yourself.
Right.
But it doesn't mean you shouldn't do the thing, right? I mean, often people will say that, I need some milk, but don't go out of your way. I mean, if you have a chance to grab some on the way home, that's great, but don't go out of your way.
Right. Exactly. That's how I would use it too.
Yeah, exactly. What's another chunk that
you could say, I don't want to make you go out of your way.
Right. Again. Yeah.
Same kind of idea.
It's funny. Sometimes when you offer to do something for someone and they say, no, sometimes they do want you to do that thing. It's just that they feel like they can't say, yes, please do that for me. But it's still nice.
Oh, yeah. This is all about being indirect. Right.
Oh, yeah, exactly. This is about being indirect. And it may be a cultural thing. It also depends on your relationship between you and the person, right? For sure.
Right.
And then we also use it just recounting something that happened, right? For example, he went out of his way to organize this party for me, right? It's a surprise party. My friends went out of their way to organize it. Okay.
Right. Or even about yourself. I could say like, ugh, I'm so frustrated with her because I went out of my way for her and she didn't even say thank you.
Good. Yeah, exactly. So again, these are good little chunks. Guys, now that you know about this expression, you can look for it. And once you start to hear it being used, you can also start using it yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So what does it mean? Again, we've talked about, don't do something that's inconvenient just to help me, right? That's really what it means, to go out of one's way. Okay. Or don't go out of your way. So let's tell some stories here. Michelle, when was the last time that you went out of your way to help someone?
Oh, that I went out of my way? Oh,
or maybe someone else went out of their way to help you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't
matter. So this makes me think of India. I mean, because our friend who's getting married, she is incredible. And, she, I know from my wedding how crazy it is to be planning a wedding.
Yeah.
My friend, is totally going out of her way for us. She Skypes with us. She tells us what to expect. She's gone out of her way a lot.
Oh, that is amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. She's been so helpful, even though, I'm sure she has a lot of things on her plate. She just goes out of her way because she cares and she wants to make sure we have a good, safe trip.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's kind of interesting that today's examples, most of them are from our interactions with people in different cultures. And that's actually something that I found when I was traveling in Latin America quite a bit. People really went out of their way to help us. And I don't know. Again, I don't want to make big generalizations or stereotypes, and maybe it's because I live here in the States, so I have everything I need. I'm not often in need of things, but I found that in the parts of the US, especially the Northeast, people seem a little bit less open to kind of go out of their way and help compared with when I've traveled. What do you think, Michelle? I mean, you've traveled a bit in different places. You've been to Europe, right? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I've encountered so many friendly people who, I remember when I was living in London, I had a friend through my brother, and his family would go out of their way to just make sure everything was okay with me. They invited me for holidays and they invited me for dinners, and it was, they were very, very kind.
Guys, sometimes when it comes to speaking English, it's very easy to keep making the same mistakes again and again and again. So to make sure that you're not making the same mistakes every time, get a native tutor online. Go to allearsenglish.com/ITALKI. Register there. Get $10 off your second lesson because you're a member of the All Ears English community. allearsenglish.com/ITALKI. Really went out of their way. That is awesome. That's awesome. And I have a similar story here in our little conversation, actually. Right. So let's jump into this conversation, Michelle, and we'll find out about another group of people that went out of their way. So,
okay. All right.
So here we go.
So Lindsay, tell me about your trip to Colombia a few years ago. That's a place I want to visit at some point.
Yeah, Michelle, it was incredible. What really struck me was how kind the people were to us in Medellin.
Oh, yeah? Did you meet some locals?
Oh, yeah. We met a family in Armenia, and they connected us to their family in Medellin.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Yeah. And this family really went out of their way to show us around the city. I mean, they took us to their parties in the evenings, everything. It was incredible. What about you, Michelle? Have you met anyone on your travels who's gone out of their way to help you?
Oh, yeah. I remember when I got pickpocketed in Amsterdam. I asked a guy on the street where the police station was, and he just went out of his way to help me find it. It took us about half an hour.
Wow, Michelle, that's so cool. So he walked with you to the station for half an hour? That's amazing.
Yeah, so kind. Oh, man, that was a traumatic one.
Oh, I remember that story. You shared that with us a few months ago, I suppose.
Yes.
A couple of times. So it's times like that when we're really in need, and people seem to, I think that as humans, we have the ability to sense when someone's in trouble. Do you notice how, like, when you're out and someone's crying, like, people get hypersensitive to it? Like, people like look at someone who's crying and they kind of like their eyes sort of soften. Have you noticed that? The way they don't necessarily go up to a stranger and say, "Oh, can I help you?" It's just like they pay extra attention when someone's crying, even just strangers. Have you noticed that?
I think so, but also, I don't know. I'm in the New York area.
You're a New Yorker. You're hardened to the core.
I didn't say I was. My eyes soften. I get very sad. I do worry about people, but I think that in general, like, people may not notice.
Yeah, no, that's true. Well, especially in New York. No, no, I just feel like, I don't know. It's something in us as humans, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But there's just so much going on the street sometimes that
true.
You may or may not notice. If you notice, you'll definitely feel something. But if you don't, you may not notice.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So going out of your way is often, again, it depends on the relationship, between you and the person. It depends on the context. What do they really want? But sometimes it's nice to surprise someone and help someone out. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And Michelle, we had a bonus phrase from this conversation here. And that bonus phrase was, I said, "Yeah, Michelle, it was incredible." And what really struck me was how kind the people were to us in Medellin. Okay. So what really struck me, I really like that one. Do you like that phrase? What struck me?
Yeah, definitely. To me, it sounds like what really surprised me, or what really, it's more than surprise.
Astounded me, maybe astounded. I was astounded. Well, it kind of, I mean, to strike.
Like, right? Also, like, it moved me. Like, it's like surprised in a moving way.
Oh,
maybe.
That's good, Michelle. Yeah.
Right?
So
I don't know.
Yeah. So there's an element of emotion here.
Right.
Yeah, of our heart kind of moving. So I remember this comes from the verb to strike, right? To strike. And I remember in graduate school, we used to use this a lot when we would go through our readings, and we would be reading about cross-cultural relations and things happening around the world. Some very heavy topics like drug trafficking and all sorts of things, topics that are not necessarily the happiest topics.
Right.
And we would often say, "Oh, what struck me about this reading was XYZ.
Right.
So this is used when you're saying how you feel about something. Oh, you were surprised and maybe shocked.
Yeah. Some emotion. Yeah.
Some kind of emotion. Yeah. So guys, that's a bonus for you for today. So very cool. So what's the takeaway, Michelle, today? What can our listeners do? I mean, what is it? Just get out there and start using this phrase? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just give it a try. And yeah, I mean, did we review the phrases? Did we go back through?
Oh, no, I think I forgot. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just thinking, wait a second.
Good call. Yeah, let's review the phrases. Yeah. So, well, we used it in a few different places, right? We used this twice in this conversation. Where did we use it first, Michelle? To go out of your way.
So first, you were talking about the family, right?
Yeah.
So you said, and this family really went out of their way to show us around the city.
Good. They really went out of their way to show us around the city, right? That's what they did. That's how they helped us. And they really took good care of us. That's a true story, actually. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And then in my story, no, not a good memory about my phone being pickpocketed. That part's true. The person going out of their way. Yeah.
Not true.
But in this nice story, it says, and he just went out of his way to help me find it. There were people that did direct us to the police station.
Yeah.
But it was dark and kind of, I don't know.
Kind of scary.
Not a good night.
So, Michelle, on All Ears English, you get to rewrite your past here into different endings, because, guys, some of what we share on this show is completely true. Some of it is based on a true story and we improvise. Some of it is a complete lie.
Yeah, well, as long as we're rewriting things, maybe I'll just say it didn't happen at all. The person who pickpocketed me really went out of their way to give me my phone back, right?
Well, that happened. That happens sometimes. Once my dad and I were climbing a mountain, Mount Monadnock in New Hampshire, and he took his wallet out of his back pocket and he left it at the top of the mountain and didn't realize that he left it there till we got to the bottom of the mountain. And this is like a 3,000-foot mountain, right? It's not like a half an hour climb. It's like a 4-hour climb.
Oh boy.
So some college kid went out of their way to go and deliver the wallet into her mailbox and didn't take any of the money. So sometimes people do go out of their way to help others.
Yeah, but probably not if they stole it first.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that was the luck of the draw there. We got lucky.
Yeah, really. But that is incredible. Wow, that's a crazy story.
This is pretty awesome. So there is hope in the world. There are good people in the world. So, all right. So we'll leave on that note today, guys.
Okay.
If you have any questions about this phrase, come back to our blog, allearsenglish.com. Type in 491 if you want a transcript from today to know exactly what we said in every piece of this conversation. Go to allearsenglish.com/transcripts. That's TRANSCRIPTS. Okay, Michelle. Well, this has been good, and I will see you back here very soon.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to All Ears English. And if you need a 7 or higher on your IELTS exam to achieve your life vision, then our Insider Method can get you there. Start with our free video series masterclass. Get video 1 now at allearsenglish.com/INSIDER. And if you believe in connection, not perfection, then subscribe to our show on your phone or on your computer. See you next time.